Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy, Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto, the Lucky Ferals. It is 9 a.m. Good morning, Simba. We are having a rainy day today, which is fine because we haven't had rain in a long time. Yesterday, we had a lot of rain in the afternoon and in the evening, and it rained all night. And it's supposed to rain the majority of the day today. It's probably going to clear up maybe in the afternoon. So it's going to be that kind of day today. And Simba got weighed today. So today would be like the end of the week weigh-in. And it's a little bit disappointing because I feel like we worked hard all week. I mean, I counted all the calories that Splash and Simba were eating. And I reduced the calories by about 10 calories a day from the previous week. The previous week, they were eating about 250 calories a day. This past week, they were eating about 240 calories a day. So I figured he did good last week. He lost some weight. And then this week, he should also lose maybe a few ounces. Well, he got on the scale this morning, and we haven't lost anything. We might have gone up a few ounces. So that's disappointing. Now, I do realize there are daily fluctuations. You know, nothing is perfect. And the way I have it set up now is he gets weighed the end of the week, which is today. He's also going to get weighed tomorrow, which is the beginning of the week. So I'm going to have an official beginning of the week weigh-in and a midweek weigh-in and then an end of the week weigh-in. So on his midweek weigh-in, he was still down like where he was with his beginning of the week weigh-in. But at the end of the week weigh-in, he's actually up a little bit. So it's a little bit disappointing because, you know, I have them on like the same food rotation. I'm being very careful with the calories. So I don't know, unless rainy weather just makes you weigh more. Maybe there's like different air pressure or something that just makes you weigh more in rainy weather. I don't know. That's what's going on. Simba's doing good otherwise, right, Simba? Simba had a churu this morning, right, Simba? How you doing, Simba? You going to get a lot of sleep today? Simba and Splash had catnip last night, right, Simba? You guys had some catnip on your packing paper. Here's Splash. I just did some research and I learned that high humidity can make you temporarily gain weight because your body's holding on to more water weight than it normally would, which makes sense because when the air is very humid like it is right now, your body is not evaporating as much moisture as it would on a drier day. So your body's holding on to more water weight. So I thought that was interesting. Now tomorrow is supposed to be a drier day than today. So it'll be interesting to see what the scale says tomorrow. Right, Splash? Will we be back down to where we were earlier this week? Right, Splash? Splash says he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't get weighed. But he doesn't know that he does get weighed when he's on the other cat tower with the scale underneath it. Right, Splash? Splash is a bigger boy than Simba. Right, Splash? Right, Splash? It is 1:15 p.m. Look at what's going on here. There's Nancy. There's Richard. There's Ringo. There's Eva. There's Ziggy. And look what is in the middle of them. Look what I just found. Do you see this? This is somebody's fur. They're coming after you guys. You hear that? They're coming after you. Whose fur is this? Nancy, is that your fur? Richard, is that your fur? Eva, is that your fur? It must be Ringo. Look, Ringo left. Somebody is guilty. I'm gonna have to check the security cameras. Okay, so it was actually Goldie and Ringo. Goldie was laying in this box. She didn't appear to be doing anything wrong. And Ringo was in the hallway. And I don't know what he thought or what went through his head, but he just started, like, being aggressive to Goldie. I don't want to say he actually just started attacking her, but I guess he started, like, approaching her aggressively. So then she responded, and then they backed up over here. So that either belongs to Goldie or Ringo. I think that belongs to Goldie, even though it doesn't even look like her fur, but he was swatting at her, so that's what makes me think it's hers. But it's definitely Ringo and Goldie. It's about 9 a.m., and I just started putting breakfast together for the Lucky 7. This is a can of 4Health salmon dinner in gravy cat food. I went to Tractor Supply a few weeks ago, and I stocked up on some of this 4Health cat food. The cats have had it in the past. They haven't had it recently. And I've just been testing out all kinds of different canned cat foods with them to find out what they'll eat and what they won't eat. Also because I want to make sure that they have a good variety in their diet and they're not just eating like the same brands over and over again and the same proteins over and over again. So today is the day that they're going to eat 4Health. This week, what I've been doing is I've just been rotating the days of the week. And it's like, Monday they eat one brand of food, Tuesday they eat another brand of food, Wednesday they eat another brand of food. So today for breakfast, they're having the 4Health cat food. And I just opened this up and I looked at it and I said, this looks exactly like the Nature's Promise cat food that the cats love that I get at the local supermarket that they've been eating all along. So I grabbed this can of the Nature's Promise. It is the shredded salmon and chicken dinner in gravy. And I looked at the ingredients and I compared the ingredients between this one and the 4Health cat food. And guess what? The ingredients are nearly identical. The only difference is the order of some of the vitamins and minerals, but all of the main ingredients are exactly the same. All of the guaranteed analysis is exactly the same. The calorie information is exactly the same. And so I just find this really interesting because I was wondering where Nature's Promise was getting their food from, because Nature's Promise is a house brand for Stop and Shop, which is a supermarket chain. This says distributed by Ad USA Distribution, Salisbury, North Carolina. This says distributed by Tractor Supply Company, Brentwood, Tennessee. And here are the two cans of food next to each other. As you can see, they are identical. They smell exactly the same. The only thing that looks a little different is this has a little bit more gravy on top, and the gravy is more settled in this one. But it's exactly the same food. Same size, same cut, same color, everything. So if your cat likes the 4Health grain-free salmon dinner in gravy, and you live near a Stop and Shop... Sammy, I'm filming. So if your cat likes the 4Health grain-free salmon dinner in gravy and you live near a Stop and Shop, you could get the same thing at Stop and Shop. It's called Nature's Promise shredded salmon and chicken dinner in gravy. Also vice versa. If you live near a Stop and Shop and normally buy it there, you could get the same thing at Tractor Supply, but it's under the 4Health brand. As far as the prices go, I think the prices are pretty much the same at Tractor Supply that they were at Stop and Shop. I don't know. I'll have to look at my receipts. At Stop and Shop, I normally pay anywhere from 99 cents a can to $1.19 a can, just depending which store I'm at and if it's on sale. And I don't remember exactly what I paid for the 4Health. Now here's another one. This is the 4Health grain-free chicken dinner in gravy. I just compared the ingredients in this one to the Nature's Promise shredded chicken dinner in gravy, and the ingredients are exactly the same except for the order of the vitamins and minerals. So these two also appear to be identical foods. Let's open them up and let's check them out. Yep, look at that. Exactly the same. They look exactly the same exact color, the same exact texture. I mean, this is the 4Health chicken dinner. This is the Nature's Promise shredded chicken. These foods are identical. It's 11:45 a.m. Here's Sammy. I just got home and I walk in the front door and all the cats are acting weird, meaning like the Lucky 7. I'm like, what's going on, guys? They look like they're all upset. I'm like, what is going on? And then I'm like, what is that noise? Like I hear all this loud noise outside. I'm like, what are you guys trying to tell me? Well, they were trying to tell me that the landscapers are here. So I found out by looking out of my bedroom window and I saw the landscapers literally just like arriving at the yard. But the cats told me, right, Sammy? You and everyone else told me. They're like, Those loud people are here. The loud people with the machines. Right, Sammy? The loud people with the machines are here. It is 9 a.m. Here's Simba. Good morning, Simba. Here's Splash. Splash had the crazies this morning. He was jumping around the living room, playing with toys. And Simba's been watching me get ready for my day because Simba says he wants breakfast. You ready for breakfast, Simba? They're having the Instinct Raw Bites today for breakfast. And I weighed Simba this morning because Simba was in a very good mood this morning and he was a little bit more active than he has been. And I was like, let me weigh him because yesterday they did not want to eat their lunch. And at the end of the day, I had to make sure they had enough calories so they got a little bit extra crunchies at night. And then I said, let me weigh them because for the past several days, their calories have been in the 230 to 245 range. So I weighed Simba this morning and he weighed 18.4 on the old scale, which is good. I've only ever weighed him once before where he weighed 18.4, but that means we're still going in the right direction. It's 9:20 a.m. Here's Richard. He loves these plastic beds from the Dollar Tree. Eva usually lays in the blue one near him. They lay in these beds together. Stella loved these plastic beds. So Stella, Splash, and Simba had those plastic beds outside when they were, still living outside. And then when Stella first came inside, she loved that plastic bed. And everyone was like, oh, get her a more comfortable bed. But I was like, you don't understand. She loves that bed. And these cats have so many comfortable beds to lay in. But he just loves that plastic one. And he loves Nancy. Here's Ziggy. So I came down here a little while ago to put the lights on and to check on the cats, and it stunk so bad. So there's normally 5 litter boxes down here, but there's no smell because if you take care of your litter boxes, they're not going to smell. The only time they're going to smell is if someone does not cover their poop, or if someone maybe poops outside of a box, like there's a piece of poop that gets kicked out of the box or something. So this morning, there were multiple pieces of poop on the floor outside of one of the litter boxes. Now, I don't know who those pieces of poop belong to because there were no cameras pointed at that area. Also, some of the cameras down here need to be recharged. So that's what I need to do today. I need to charge up a bunch of cameras. So once I cleaned everything up, I then sprayed it down with one of those enzymatic cleaners that I keep, to clean up cat messes. And I just came down now and it smells good again. I also have the air purifier running and the dehumidifier running, but I shut the dehumidifier off so I could film this because that's really loud. That is what happened this morning. I'm looking at Sammy because she was looking at the wire for the security camera over there. And that security camera keeps getting unplugged. And I think I know who's been unplugging it. Because that's how smart Sammy is. Actually, I think it's unplugged right now. Did you unplug the camera? Did you unplug it? It's actually still plugged in. The lucky 7 are all eating their breakfast. Nancy always has to be in the middle. She's right there. Here's Ziggy, Richard, Ringo, Goldie, Eva. Sammy is behind me on the steps. They're having like a variety plate today. They're having a can of Friskies, a can of the Nature's Promise, and then 2 small cans of Stella and Chewy's, along with a little bit of Crunchies. They've been getting like variety plates, and then over the past week, I was just giving them like one brand a day instead of mixing up the brands. I stopped using those plastic bowls, like the bowls that were different colors, because I didn't think they were eating well with them, and they like plates better. Also, it's just so much easier for me to use paper plates and then throw the plates out instead of having to wash them. So every single night I run my dishwasher, and every single night my dishwasher is full. And It's because they've been getting raw food for dinner, so there's like bowls and utensils involved with preparing that. Also now Simba and Splash, for the majority of their meals, are getting fed on little ceramic plates or little ceramic bowls. So those are going in the dishwasher. I mean, some days I'm having like 6 or 8 of those little plates in the dishwasher. And then of course, you know, I'm eating at home. So then I have, you know, my own pots and pans and plates and stuff in the dishwasher. So it's like every single day I'm running a dishwasher. So if I had 7 or 14 more plates to put in the dishwasher, I wouldn't have like room for them. This is what Nancy does every day. She's like a kid waiting for recess. She's like, come on, open the door. Okay, you want me to open the door, Nancy? Want to open the door? 3, 2, 1. It is so cold and wet up here. I was just downstairs and it's like so dry and warm because of the dehumidifier. And up here, because I have the windows open, it's so cold and wet. It's only supposed to get up to like 70 degrees today, but it's going to be like a wet, rainy day. It is 2 p.m. Look who's paying us a visit. It's my neighbor's cat. I don't know what his name is. He was looking at Ziggy before, but Ziggy left. Now Sammy's here. I guess Sammy doesn't care. Sammy, you looking at the cat outside? Sammy, go look at the cat outside, Sammy. No, she doesn't want to. She wants a snack. Hello, kitty. Hello. Now Sammy's looking. Sammy's looking at the cat, but the cat's looking at me. See? He's looking at me. I'm not going to go outside because I don't want to bother him. He'll just run off. Ziggy's back. Now the two of them are looking. Nancy's looking from over here. Here's Nancy. Look at Sammy's tail. Look at both of their tails. Oh, he just walked away. This is what Splash and Simba are getting for their lunch today. I measured out 10 grams of this dry cat food. I believe this is the Tastefuls Adult 7+ cat food. And these plastic spoons from the Delectable Spoon Treats are exactly 10 grams if you fill these up. So these are a tablespoon, and they're also 10 grams of crunchies, at least with these crunchies they are. It is 9:23 a.m. Here's Simba. Good morning, Simba. Good morning. Simba had his snack this morning. And we're running a little bit late today because I did not sleep well last night. And I had the strangest dreams all last night. Here's Splash. And Splash was in my dream last night. It was so weird. I don't know where I was. I was traveling somewhere. I think it was like visiting Grandma and Grandpa. But it wasn't like where they live. It was like somewhere else. It was weird. It was like some random location. And I just remember being in a mall that was like attached to a hotel, because I think I was staying in a hotel. And it was attached to a mall because at one point Splash got out. So the cats were with me. Splash got out of wherever we were staying, and he was like running around a shopping mall. But he was so freaked out and afraid that I was actually able to pick him up and carry him back to where he needed to be. But for some reason, he then got out again. And I was like, where's Splash now? I don't know if someone let him out by mistake or what. So then I had to go searching the mall for him again. Thankfully, I saw him, and then I was able to find him again. But when I found him, he was wearing like some kind of costume, and he was like standing on his hind legs. I was like, what is going on here? So then I had to pick him up again. Thankfully, he let me carry him. and take him back to where he needed to be. But it was just so weird. And then I had a different dream because I kept waking up and then trying to fall back asleep. And I had a different dream that I was here. I was at home and I got up. I was walking around the house and I saw a black cat sitting in one of the cat towers. And, you know, Sammy's black, but I realized it wasn't Sammy. It was Boo. And I was like, oh my gosh, Boo's here. How are you, Boo? I haven't seen you in so long. And I was like petting him and he was so happy. Boo was so happy. He was like his normal happy self. He was healthy and he was just like visiting for a while. And I was like, it's so nice to see you, Boo. And in the dream, like I knew that Boo had passed away. And I'm thinking to myself, well, it's so weird that Boo's here because, you know, he passed away. But then I woke up. And then in another dream, I had mice in my car. I parked my car like on the side of a street and I think I was asking directions or something. And I had to go into a building and the building was like someone's house, but at the same time, it was a medical facility. It was weird. It was like part animal hospital, but part home. It was the strangest thing. I remember talking to some of the vets or the doctors there. I don't remember what I was talking about. But I remember saying, how do I get out of here? And they're like, oh, go down this hall, then make our left and go down this hall and then just go straight. So I did that. And that's when I ended up like having to walk through someone's house to get out of the building. So I get out of the building and my car is parked in a different location. And when I look inside my car, there's a bunch of mice in my car. It was so disgusting. And I'm like, how am I going to get these mice out of my car? And then I look and the car was parked next to like this large structure that was home to like mice and rodents and raccoons. And I was like, wow, this is really not safe. So I decided I'm going to open up my car door and hopefully the mice will just, you know, run out on their own. So I opened the car door on the passenger side. And then I ran around to the driver's side and I opened the car door and then I like ran back 10 feet and I watched as all the mice ran out of my car. It was so gross. They like were just like streaming out of my car and I was like, I don't even know if I can drive this car anymore. There's going to be mice in it and like mice droppings. It was so nasty. And I don't know what happened after that. Look who's here today. It's Cousin Oliver. I haven't seen him in a while. It's been a few days. I'm going to put some food together for him. Splash and Simba just had their breakfast. I'm just about to feed the lucky 7, but I'll put some canned food on a plate for him. I gave him part of a can of the 4Health chicken and beef dinner, along with some dry food on top. It's supposed to be a nice day today, like 80 and sunny, which is great because we haven't had a warm day like that or a sunny day in several days. So I'm hoping to be able to spend some time outside today. It's 1:22 p.m. Look at this. So here's Richard in Boo's bed. Here's Nancy on the cat tower. There's Ziggy by the window. And there's Ringo right over there. 4 out of the 7. It's such a beautiful day right now. I was just laying on the couch and relaxing for like 20 minutes. It's just such a nice day after a few not so nice days. It's 8:35 a.m. Look at Splash. I don't know what he's doing. He's never done this before. I'm getting ready for my day and he just walked in the room and jumped up into this cat tower and he's laying here. Normally if he's going to be in a cat tower, he's going to be on top of the cat tower or he's going to be on top of the armoire. But now he's just here. Now, I don't know if it's because Sammy's walking around. Sammy wanted to come upstairs this morning. And she's been really good with Splash and Simba recently. So she's up here with them. And so far there have not been any problems. But Splash is so funny. Here's Simba. Good morning, Simba. Simba and Splash already got their churu this morning. And I have a lot of plans for today. I want to scrub all of the litter boxes. I have some cat litter arriving today from Amazon, and I purchased some cat litter yesterday from a local pet supply store. I went to several pet supply stores yesterday, and I got some canned food for like the next 2 weeks for the Lucky 7 for their breakfast. I purchased some frozen quail at a local Asian market. I purchased some frozen pasture-raised chicken pieces from a local meat market. And I put those in the freezer. I'm going to be making homemade cat food with those this coming week because I have enough meals to last the next several days since they've been getting homemade raw food for dinner and canned food for breakfast. So it makes the homemade raw food stretch farther. And I'm just trying to plan ahead. So the only other ingredients that I would need to buy would be from the local poultry farm, which I can place an order there and then go there to pick it up early next week sometime. And then I'll just set a day aside to make the cat food. But what I'd like to do today is get the litter boxes done. They haven't been scrubbed in about a month. So I'd really like to do that and then do, other cleaning around the house with those. And that's the plan. Now that is a big job. So hopefully we'll have nice weather today and it'll be good. I need to start thinking about getting these shelters ready for the winter, which means I need to open these up and take out the old straw, clean them out, put in some new straw. I have to see if I even have additional straw or if I need to go buy it. It's 7:45 a.m. Good morning, Splash. Good morning, Splash. Here's Simba. Good morning, Simba. How are you, Simba? Simba has already been up for several hours, and he's been playing with something that I gave to the cats last night. Splash and Simba also had their Chew-Roo snack this morning. They licked their little plates clean. This is a tissue box, and I was going to throw it out yesterday because I used all the tissues. But then I said, I wonder what would happen if I took off the plastic film because, they put a plastic film across the top. And what would happen if I put some crunchies in here and gave it to the cats? Would they get the crunchies out? Could this be like a good enrichment for them or like a good little activity? So I put it out last night and nobody was really interested in it because, they had their crunchy time. Well, in the middle of the night, all of a sudden I heard, like this moving around, that noise. And I said, oh, someone must be trying to get the crunchies out. And I was sleeping on the couch last night because sometimes I just get better sleep on this couch. This couch is so comfortable. So that's how I know what was going on because I was actually sleeping in this room. And I didn't know who it was because I was so tired and I was getting such good sleep. Like I didn't even really wake up for it. Like I heard it, but I didn't really wake up. I was like, okay, it's either Splash or Simba. I'll check the security cameras in the morning. So then I heard someone, trying to get the crunchies out again in the morning. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why can't they get the crunchies out? What's going on with this? Why don't they just put their paw in and get some crunchies? But I guess with this oval opening, it makes it a little more difficult to do. So I checked the security camera footage this morning, and it ends up that it was Simba trying to get the crunchies out. And I felt so bad when I saw the security camera footage because I did not realize he was going to do what he did. So what Simba ended up doing, instead of just putting his paw in this hole, is he stuck his head in this hole. And once he stuck his head in this hole, then this entire box got stuck on his head. And then he was shaking his head trying to get the box off. Eventually, he did get it off. He took his paw and he pushed it off, but I did not realize that he was going to try to stick his head in there. And he did it a few times. So I don't think this is an activity that I would suggest someone do. Maybe if I cut a larger hole. Maybe if I cut a larger hole in the top so he couldn't get his head stuck in it. But then it makes it super easy for him to, just knock it over and get the crunchies out. Let's see what's going on down here. Here's Nancy. Here's Sammy. Hello. I don't see anyone else. Oh, I think Ringo's in the back window. Oh, and there's Ziggy. She's coming down from the window over on the other wall. Good morning, Ziggy. Good morning, Ziggy. Did you have a good night? Did you guys have a good night? Today was Tiki Cat Day for the cats, and this is Nancy's bowl. So they had 3 different types of Tiki Cats. They had this chicken with quail egg, then they had mackerel and sardine, and then they had tuna and crab. 2 patés. The tuna and crab was a pate, and the mackerel sardine was a pate. The other one was like the shreds. This is Nancy's bowl. She took like 2 bites and that was it. This is Sammy's bowl. Sammy took a few more bites than Nancy did, but she still did not eat her food. Sammy, eat your food, okay? Look what she's doing to the screen door. Do you see what she's done to the screen door? She's like unattaching it. I have to put more Velcro on this. This was Ziggy's bowl, so she ate the chicken. She tasted the other, but she didn't eat it. This was Ringo's bowl. I don't even know if he ate any of this because he was sitting back and Eva was eating this. So, the chicken's eaten and the other 2 aren't. And then here's another bowl where most of the chicken was eaten and the other 2 weren't. And this was Goldie's bowl, and she did a little bit better. She ate the chicken and she ate either the tuna or the sardines. And this is Richard's bowl. Richard did not want to eat anything. And he was meowing at me, so I opened a can of this Nature's Promise chicken shreds and gravy. He ate some of this, but then he left most of it. But Eva ate some of it, and Ringo ate some of it. So now I have all of this leftover Tiki Cat, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a storage container and just scoop it into a storage container, and hopefully Cousin Oliver, aka Ox, will eat it instead. It is 2:45 p.m. Here, Sammy's just hanging out in the hallway. So I just went outside to bring my garbage cans in because they picked up garbage today. Here's Ziggy. And there was a ton of broken glass at the end of my driveway. So one of my neighbors must have thrown out some kind of something made out of glass. It looked like it was like some kind of footed bowl or some kind of almost like a wine glass or a champagne glass, but it had to be bigger than like a wine glass because there's much more glass than just a wine glass. Anyway, there were shards of glass everywhere and it was not safe at all. So I had to grab a broom and then clean that up. And look what I found here. So this is where Ziggy likes to lay. This is where Sammy likes to lay. And these are the mini blinds. And look what they did to the mini blinds. So they've moved these over, but then this one is like broken over here. And do you see this? Do you see that? It's someone's teeth. Over here, that's someone's teeth. Someone has been biting the mini blinds. I've had many discussions with Sammy about those blinds because what happens is she'll be on the cat tower and she wants to look out the window. So she'll like stick her head in the blinds and I will literally tell her, Sammy, just let me know you want me to open the blinds and I'll open them for you. Just meow at me. Just like show me that you want me to open these blinds and I'll open them for you. And then I saw that this morning. So I don't know if it was Sammy. I don't know if it was Ziggy. And actually, I don't even know if it happened while I was home. It could have happened while I was out. Maybe that's why I didn't know about it. Sammy, what are you doing? What are you doing, Sammy? Sammy, you're so funny. So I have all the windows shut because normally around this time, the landscapers show up and they bring all their loud equipment. So I'm just kind of anticipating that they're going to show up today. So we'll see what happens. All of the Lucky 7 just got a little snack for lunch. And here's Splash, he's laying on my bed. And for lunch, he got half of a 2.4 ounce can of the Tiki Cat Senior. He ate most of it. This is the chicken. And there's Simba's, and Simba did not want to even try it. This is what Splash and Simba had for lunch today. They split this can. And it's not even a 3 ounce can, it's only a 2.4 ounce can. For some reason, I thought all cans this size were 3 ounce cans. It's 11 p.m. Here's Simba. Hey, Simba. I want to show you the difference between Splash and Simba and the Lucky 7. This is the tissue box that I gave to Splash and Simba last night with some crunchies in it. And I showed it to you this morning after Splash and Simba spent the night with it. And this is what happened to it after the Lucky 7 spent the day with it. It is completely torn up. Look what they did to it. They tore it apart. It's all ripped up. And they got the crunchies out of it. And that is the difference between Splash and Simba and the Lucky 7. Splash and Simba were raised by Stella and Boo to be polite cats, to have manners. I would even say to be quite elegant. Right, Simba? You guys were raised in a certain manner according to Stella's wishes. Stella was a very upwardly mobile cat. Like, she was a high class cat. She wanted to be a lady and a queen, and she wanted her 2 sons to behave like royalty. Right, guys? She wanted them to have impeccable manners and to be completely civilized. And this is the difference. I've always said that the Lucky 7 as a family are just completely different than Splash and Simba. I'd have to say that they're less civilized, but we have to remember that 3 of them are still quite feral. There's Goldie, Ringo, and Eva. I can't pet them. I can't brush them. They hiss at me on pretty much a daily basis. They're very fearful. So it's just a different culture. Right, Simba? Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.